The largest ocean liner to visit Australia sailed through Sydney Harbour a very short time ago. There were a number of red hearts painted on the ship, this being Valentine's Day of course, and a marriage proposal was draped on one side.
Our reporter Winsome Denyer joins us now from Sydney Harbour. Good morning, Winsome. We now know the result of the proposal.
Yes, we do, Karina, and what a way to start Valentine's Day for Jess. We don't know too much about Jess, but from what I understand, she is a passenger on board, and she would have woken to this amazingly large proposal this morning. I'm not sure how she would have seen it if she was on board, but perhaps, you know, they got out onto the side and had a look. But it has been confirmed that she did say yes, so I'm sure there's plenty of smiles all around. We've been trying to have a guess, and we think that this banner there is probably at least 25 metres long. The whole ship itself is 345 metres long, so it's a pretty massive banner there, and probably would have been quite expensive as well.
Winsome, our Sydney graphic is just covering up the sign there at the top of the shot. If your cameraman can just move it slightly, we should be able to see the sign. There we go. Now we can see it in all its glory. It is rather large, isn't it?
It's huge, and you can possibly see on the left side as well, you've got one of those big red hearts there too, so definitely getting into the spirit of Valentine's Day. But yeah, the banner is absolutely massive. You might even be able to see a couple of people standing just below it, so you can see it's at least, you know, the height of 2 or 3 people, so it's a pretty big proposal there.
And just tell us about the Queen Mary 2 itself. How long is it in Sydney for?
Well, the Queen Mary 2 arrived this morning, and it's going to set off on a circumnavigation trip around Australia. So it's actually going to head up to Brisbane and then make its way all the way around the country, and it's going to take about 28 days to do that. So it'll be stopping off at different ports around Australia all the way. So no doubt it's going to draw a big crowd at each of its journey, at each of the intervals there that when it arrives.
Now, there's also a historical side to this trip.
Absolutely. Well, this is the first circumnavigation of Australia that the Queen Mary 2 has made, and it's now more than 200 years since the Captain Matthew Flinders made the first circumnavigation of Australia, and that was quite an historic event. You know, he was the first person to circumnavigate Australia. He also named the country, and he made the first map of Australia during that trip. So the New South Wales Library has actually lent to the Queen Mary 2 to come on board his logbook and his journal from that trip. So those items, as well as a few other artefacts from that journey, are going to be on board the Queen Mary 2 as it makes its way around Australia, and it'll be a great opportunity for everybody on board to learn a bit of that history.
Winsome Denyer, thanks so much for joining us, and hopefully you find the happy couple, Stefan and Jess, somewhere on the dock.
Absolutely. Thank you, Karina.
Oh. Sorry, best I can say. No, it's full marks to Jess there.